Darren, obviously you've talked about kind of Lamar, your confidence in his confidence, essentially. But how have you seen him? I mean, I think he's shooting career highs in twos. I think he's already attempted more free throws than he did either the last 2 seasons. Assist numbers are up, rebounds. How are you seeing him just kind of embrace kind of the all-around role of being this team's focal point?
Yeah. First, I want to recognize the 76 team for being back and having so many of them back tonight. I thought that was great. A special night, for everyone, and had so many of them that were able to make it back. And obviously, Quinn Buckner's a big supporter of IU athletics, and that's a pretty cool event. So. But Lamar's he's pretty special. I told you that after our Wisconsin game that he's one of those guys who's going to play this game for a long time, and you can see as he's gotten more comfortable with what we're doing, and we've challenged him with some things defensively, playmaking, creating. He's accepted those challenges and just took off with it, and now you're seeing kind of the full package of what he's able to do. He had a few extra ones out there I hadn't seen before that were pretty cool. So, that was as impressive of second half performance as I've seen.
Yeah, just kind of following up on that on Lamar. Some people are starting to discuss like what kind of honors he should be getting and considered for, whatever. If you were going to make a case, hey, I think he should be considered for, I don't know,
all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of them. What make the case, just from the coach's viewpoint?
Just look at the numbers, look at what he's doing. And he's a big focal point of defenses. What he's able to do at both ends of the floor. He's a complete player, and that's something that how hard it is to get 41 points, and he's done it twice this year already, and putting up monster numbers with percentages to go with it. And he's an incredible teammate on top of it. So there's nothing that I would not be in favor of him being the best player and voting for them to be the best player in the league.
Lamar was obviously kind of a cheat code in that second half, but what else did you kind of see? What was the difference? It was like 9 lead changes in the first half. You guys kind of took off there in the second half. What was kind of the key to kind of maybe the other parts outside of Lamar, obviously just going off?
Yeah, I thought we wanted to get to a little more of our screening actions in the second half and take advantage of what we thought could be some good opportunities there. Using Lamar a little bit as a screener, using Tuck as a screener, using him as Tucker as a facilitator a little bit as well, and just get them moving a little bit more. I thought we allowed them to play a little bit more in some shell spots. They didn't have to chase us as much as we would have liked in the first half. And I thought we came out at halftime. I thought the guys really moved and shared the ball. We cut with more force, screened with a little more force, and then they were able to knock them down too. That's part of it as well.
From when you go hit that hard patch, I think it was like mid-January, to where you're at now, where has this team grown? Just why are you guys playing at this really high level now, to where the year really probably was on the edge of spiraling and it's now on a really strong track?
Yeah, I just think we're really found an identity at both ends of the floor. It's just gotten better and better and better. Even during those rough patches, there was a game or two where we weren't great, but there was also, like we've talked about, there's also 30 minutes of a lot of those games we were actually pretty good. We just weren't sustaining it for a full 40, and that's a problem. That's part of you can't be that team. No. But I think we've gotten a much better. Our floor spacing's been better. The ball movement's been better. Defensively, I think we've gotten more connected. I think there's still some work that we got to continue to get better at as we wind down this season. But I just like the effort that they give every day. Even during that losing streak, they never came to practice and hung their heads. They came to get to work the next day. They came to get better. They came to go win the next one. And that's all they really care about. Because that locker room, they have great energy, great enthusiasm, great love for the game and love for each other. And you can tell they're really enjoying, being out there and playing for everyone.
Yeah, Darren, I'm kind of curious. You have a little bit of a break, and then you have 2 intriguing road games. How much time are you able to enjoy this before you're totally dialed in on that?
Probably I'll get home in about 30 minutes, so we'll start in on it. But it is nice to have a little time here. So, we got a big road game coming up with Illinois, followed up with at Purdue. So, but this is a a big week for us, just from we got a stretch run coming up. It was good timing. We needed a little rest. You hate that we're in a great rhythm right now, but we also got to get healed up a little bit. So that'll be good for us to have a day or two here to get our feet back under us and then get refocused and ready for a big road game on Sunday.
Coach, you're obviously quite familiar with Dana Altman. What's it like to strategically coach against someone you know so well? And then also, is there a little added level of satisfaction to beat someone you consider a mentor?
No, I have so much love and affection for Coach Altman. He's one of the best that there is out there, and I felt honored to be on the sideline with him because he's been doing this such a long time, and he's been so good to myself and my family. Gave me a start in this profession, so I have the utmost respect, for him and what he's done, and just an incredible person and coach, obviously. So, it was for me a special moment just to be there and share that moment with him on the sideline.
Coach in the back. Speaking of special coaches, Bob Knight, obviously the announcement tonight that there's going to be a statue in the South Lobby. What was your reaction to that, knowing his history here at IU and what the legacy is here?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think any way you can honor, especially Coach Knight and the greats that have played here, I think that's something that is well deserved, and it's great that it's going to be recognized.
With Sam, is there anything you can pinpoint that has allowed him to what seems like go to another level here of late?
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I think it's a little bit of us maybe figuring it out too. Like he's given us these last two games some low block presence that maybe we haven't utilized enough. To be honest with you, like sometimes as coaches, you got to admit your own mistakes. So I think he's done a great job of taking advantage. The Wisconsin game was a little more on switches. There was a couple on likes, but tonight he was able to do it, big on big and go get to a spot and get into a move. And I thought he had a couple nice kickouts out of there as well. So. That's something we're going to continue to, try to utilize because getting, some more paint touches, whether it's off a dribble penetration, cutting, or post-ups, is certainly helps our offense and, frees up our shooters maybe even a little bit more.
Coach Nate Biddle obviously comes into the game pretty effective throughout most of the season when he has been on the floor. What did you guys do from a game plan perspective to really kind of take him out of being able to kind of muscle down in the paint? Obviously, 3 of 14 from the floor, but did have 6 assists. Did you guys adjust anything throughout the game there to kind of limit what he was able to do?
Yeah, we started out the game. We were going to double him, on the block. And as the game went on, we felt like he was catching a little bit outside the block, and he's really good at finding the weak side. When you come and double, and so we didn't want to give some of their shooters clean opportunities. So we started just playing them a little bit more one-on-one and give a little bit of some digs, some rakes, as we call it, so that he just felt more hands around him from other guys, but not fully committing to two people.
Coach, when you have a guy like Lamar, you said at 2 40-point games this season, how much does that raise the ceiling for what this team is capable of this season?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a guy like Lamar, you always have a chance because he can do what he did tonight. And that's a special player, and you got to have one of those if to go make a run, and he can certainly do that. He can win a game, not by himself, but he can certainly change and impact the outcome of a game in a hurry. And it's fun when you have guys like that. I've been around a few guys like that in my career. When they get in that zone, it's as long as they're on your team, it's really a joy to watch.
Oh yeah, you talked about the screening and cutting, kind of opening up things. How important was it for you to get to the hoop early in that second half to open things up? I think you guys went 11-11 from 2-point range after halftime.
Yeah, I thought that was a great start to the half, because Oregon's been hanging around like all their games, even though they maybe haven't had, the success in the win column. They've been right there with some high-quality opponents. Just played Purdue, and it was, last minute. It's still up in the air. They had Michigan State in the second half, all right there. So we knew coming out of halftime we needed to try to make a push, and I thought the guys again did a great job of coming, executing. We were able to get some layups, some shot opportunities around the rim. Again, I just thought they did a good job of executing some of our sets, and we were able to take advantage of that.